Hello and welcome to Love Cycling. Today we are doing the Amgen Tour of California. As you can see by the banner up above, we are on Zwift. We are doing stage 1, so check it out. We've got we're currently doing a warm-up, and what I'm doing is incorporating a training session into this event, which is threshold underovers, assigned by my coach. Basically 5 minutes at 210, 5 minutes 160, 5 sets of that. I'm not going to take you through the whole warm-up and everything. I'm just going to fast forward straight to the event. So let's get straight to it. So here we go, 1:30 to go. We're currently sitting on our turbo trainers, getting warmed up. I'm still currently in warm-up mode, so just as you can see, if you look in the top left-hand corner, the watts that I'm putting out is they're not virtual watts, as some people like to call them. It's not unreal cycling. I am sitting on my turbo trainer. I do have a power meter, I do have a heart rate monitor, and I do have a cadence sensor built into the power meter. So what you see in your top left is what I'm putting out. If I was out on the road, I'd be putting out exactly the same thing. The only difference is on Zwift, there's no braking, there's no slowing down for turns, there's no cars on the road, and there's no wind. Some people have smart trainers that change resistance according to road conditions, road gradient, and so on, but I do not have one of those. I do have a fluid turbo trainer, an elite turbo mewing, but I'm using my stages power meter to give an accurate output and not the elite mewing output, because it's totally inaccurate. So 8 seconds to go. Here we go. We're about to get going. Stage 1, 7-day event, 7 consecutive days. So I am incorporating my training session, as I say. So I want to hold 210 watts for 5 minutes. You can see there is actually, if you look, where does it tell you how many riders there are? It should tell me very shortly how many riders. So 184 in the group. And we're off to the start anyway. So there's a lot of riders. You can see the map in the top right hand corner, and I'm kind of about mid placed in the peloton, and it's rather large peloton, which is very popular event this on Zwift. It's taken away a lot of races, but you can see there's a split up at the top already. Yeah, there's definitely a split already. So there you go. So now we're seeing the positioning. If you look at the white banner above the name list, you can see that I'm currently sitting 58th. This is not classed as a race, but most riders will be riding this as a race. Myself, I'm not riding it as a race, as I say, I'm doing it as a training session. So you can see another split is occurring here. You can see when you're not in the draft, that close the gap sign will come up, and it will give you a meterage. As you can see now, 3 meters. So I'm closing the gap on this guy. He's doing 3.4. I'm doing pretty much the same as what he's doing, maybe a bit more, as you can see. So now we've got riders trying to close the gap even more, which is when you have a lot of riders on Zwift in your event, then you can shut down attacks, close gaps, and pull riders back a lot easier. The draft is king on Zwift. Always remember that. Stay in the draft, as in real life. Conserve your energy. So holding 200, around about 210. That's the aim. That's the top end of what I want to be holding. I don't want to be pushing too much above. Keeping it steady. My power output is set to 3-second reading, so it doesn't jump all over the place. And yeah, you can see we're at pushing about 3.5 watts per kilo. Heart rate sitting at 166, 92, 94 RPM. So all those numbers are pretty good. It's only the first set of 5. Not the easiest of workouts, this one, but it's fairly comfortable, to be honest. It's not one of those killer training sessions, but by no means an easy training session. So yeah, 28 kilometers left. I believe it's was a total of 30. Yeah, if we go, so about 31 kilometers this ride. The description of the course and the event details will be in the link in the description.
Everywhere went outside for Outdoor Classroom Day. Proudly sponsored by Persil. All in all,
Spotify.
it was very productive.
Apologies for the adverts. I'm just running Spotify, to be honest. I haven't got a set playlist going on, so ignore the adverts.
Click now to find out how you can join the movement and help kids get out into the world's greatest classroom all year round. Join Outdoor Classroom Day with Persil and embrace dirt.
Persil, yeah, great. I'll bear that in mind when I want to wash my clothes. But yeah, here we go. So 4 minutes 18. You see my watch, 210-ish. Heart rate sitting at 168. We're currently positioned 50th out of 216 riders. We're in quite a large group here. There's a small split just behind our large group. Yeah, I'm pretty much at the front of this. You can see, so I'm a rider with a yellow bike, and why is my bike glowing yellow? Some of you might be asking. This is because I've completed a challenge on Zwift, a climbing challenge. It's a hell of a lot of climbing before you get this bike, guys. But these bikes do make a difference on Zwift. They're fast. That is the fastest bike. It's called a Tron bike, and it's the fastest bike. So here I go. So now I'm in the tempo section of my training session. So I'm on the under set, and you can see me dropping off that group. Dust is kicking up. Probably will not, unless someone comes in front of me and tries to close that down, then we're splitting basically. So I'm doing 2.7, the guy in front of me is doing 3.5, so if I can stay on that guy's wheel, I will get back. The group that I'm in now will get back on to that group, which is now 2 seconds ahead. But you can see how losing the draft for just a split second, you lose it real quick. And as you can see, that guy's doing 3.5 watts per kilo, really struggling to get back on. Can he do it? We shall see. So I've now got quite a lot of riders going. I've got a rider in front of me doing 4 watts per kilo. He's really hammering it. Can he get back on? Very hard to get back on a group once you lose it. Especially a large group such as the one in front. You see this guy, he's used a power up, which is a draft power up, so his draft capabilities have increased whilst that timed power up is used. And some of you may be wondering why I'm sitting here in my cycling kit with a cycling cap on. Well, I'm going out for a ride pretty shortly, so I don't just wear this in the house all the time. So no, there's none of us getting back on this group. I think maybe 1 or 2 riders up the road. Oh, you got one guy by himself 4 seconds up the road. He's not on that group. You can see the main group 9 seconds. If you have a look to the right, you can see the times of where we are. So currently in my group, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders now. There's another group of 3 riders that are 3 seconds back. Hopefully they can join us. The more you have in your group, the faster you will ride. End of story. If you're doing a long race in Zwift, get in a massive group, you will pull riders back. Trust me. Look at this guy. He was 4 seconds up the road. He's getting caught because there's 5 of us and there's 1 of him. And it wasn't like he was putting out less power than us. He's probably putting out more, but due to the dynamics of the group, it's the same as real life. The peloton normally catches the breakaway, but it all depends. So you can see we've now got quite a few riders in the group. 1, 2, 3, 6. So we're just about to be joined by another 2. So we got 7 riders in this group. So it's a nice little group. I'm still doing my under. We've got another 1 minute to go at 160 watts. Heart rate's recovered down to 158. It is tempo, so my fitness is fairly low at the moment. My fitness is well below what it should be at this time of year, but that's due to circumstances in life. I'm not going to go into detail, but yeah, just a bit below. And so we've got another split here. Like, we've got a few riders that have broken away from us 3. It's just not good for us. So you've got 5 riders there, and when that minute's up, I'm going to be pushing 2:10. So hopefully I can catch them. They're only 2 seconds there down the road. So here we go, back up to 2:10. Apologies for the email pop-up. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. As you can see, I think I'm catching these guys. So 2 riders have dropped off out of the 5. See, this is really bad riding from all concerned, and we really all should be working as a group, but that's not happening. You can see 1 rider that's 3 seconds up the road. He's doing 4.5 watts per kilo. So if I can catch these 2 guys, which is highly unlikely, because I'm doing 3.5. He's doing 5 watts per kilo. Absolutely hammering it. He's probably trying to get on the back of those other riders. So yeah, he's knocked that off now, doing 3.5. They're a group of 5 riders, and can I chase them down? Let's see. So look at this massive group. If I can get in this group, I didn't even see them coming. If I can get in this group, then we'll catch these riders so quick. The speed just goes up. So I think, let's have a look around the corner. Yeah, pretty sure we've already caught those riders. Maybe there's 1 or 2 down the road. There's a guy, T. Harris. That guy works for Zwift. He had a Z by his name, which means he actually works for Zwift. So you do get a lot of guys that work for Zwift testing it out, and they like riding themselves. So see, we've all setting personal records there, and so this ride's going fast, I'll tell you that. And there we go. So bit of a bump in the road here. So now we're really catching a lot of riders as they're not in a group, you see. They're broken up, they're drafting no one. So we're in such a big group that the speed just carries you through. And these riders are all riding solo and their speed is small. So hopefully they can, if they put a bit of an effort in, they can easily get into this group. Because this group that's not completely hammering it, it's going hard. Like, I mean, I'm doing 3.5 watts per kilo, which is fairly hard. But they can jump on the back, and this guy's clever because he's used a power up. He was solo on the front, and that powering up will give him a lot of speed. So he'll get on with his group, and the bigger the better. So it's a bit crazy, this bit. It's up, down, and very, very twisty, as you can see. There's no slowing down for the corners in Zwift. Honestly, don't know how you could simulate that, to be honest. So they chose not to. See the volcano up ahead. Zwift up there as well, which is a mimic of Alpe d'Huez. So, huge group now. And you can see that T. Harris, 2 riders behind, Zwift rider, and he's disappeared. So you can see the leaderboards, there are segments in this. You can see this segment, the hilly loop has come up. Currently have no data on my 30-day PR, which means I haven't done it for a while. But that'll give you, if you ride it, it'll give you a sort of 30-day personal record, a 2-week, 3-week, and so on, a 1 day. It'll give you all your personal records on there, which is pretty cool. You can see the graph at the bottom, so the red line is my heart rate graph, and below that you can see the coloured graph, which is my power output. So red is VO2, yellow is threshold, green is tempo, blue is endurance, and if you see grey, that's zone 1. You're obviously going to see a bit of red in my effort because I'm 10% over threshold, so it's just on the sort of limit of VO2 and threshold. Just going under the banner for lap 1 is complete now. Another 20k to go. Flying through this, 65th position. We've backed off now onto the under effort, so 160 watts. Question is, can I keep with a group? My only concern is that I complete my training session, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not riding to get any sort of position, but if I can stay with this group, I will finish the ride a lot quicker because the speed that I travel at will be a lot quicker because I'm in the drop. But let's see. You see I'm dropping back already. See the blue thumbs up there, someone's just given this guy a thumbs up, or ride on as they call it in Zwift. It's just all good, it's kind of like kudos on Strava or whatever, like on Facebook, same sort of idea. It's always nice when you're riding along to receive one of those. They actually go in your back pocket of your jersey, and if you get lots of them you'll see them coming out of your pockets, which is pretty cool. This event has been assigned a particular kit, so that's why we're all wearing the same kit. This is the Tour of California kit that they designed for this event on Zwift, and it's global. You can see the flags. You have Spanish, British, American, Japanese, Scottish, Australian, American. Lots of flags. My flag's not up there because I chose to use a Mauritian flag. I am British and I'm also Mauritian. That's how I class myself. Born in England. My mum's Mauritian and my dad's English. But I like to use a Mauritian flag because it's quite unique. And for no other reason. I'm proud of being British and I'm proud of being Mauritian. So in K to go, we're sticking in with this large group, which is a really good thing. Because the speed, look at the speed, we're doing 42k. Guys on the front are probably hitting 3.5 watts per kilo. Kind of what I'm doing at threshold on my over effort, sorry. You see that T Harris is roundabouts up there with me. He's, as I said before, he's a Zwift employee, which is why he's got that said signed by him. Look at the different bikes. So there's lots of bikes on Zwift. Chevelos, Treks, Specialized, lots and lots of different bikes, and they're all actually rated, and they do make a difference. If you want to know how much of a difference, I suggest you Google Zwift Insider. They have reports on what sort of a difference they make. In fact, they have a lot of good things on their website about Zwift, how the courses are, if you want to know how much climbing, what direction the course takes, what you're going to be up against, and so on. Lots of great information, just so much information on their website. Seriously suggest you check it out. I will put a link in the description. You see a lot of guys using feather power ups, which basically makes them a featherweight, so to speak. So when they're so you want to use that power up when you're climbing. It's one of the power ups that lasts the least amount of time. You use it and it goes down so quick, it's unbelievable. I wish it would go on for a bit longer, but it doesn't. So always use that on a climb and nowhere else, otherwise you're wasting it. Because when you're climbing, it's all about watts per kilo. When you're on the flats, it's all about watts. So you can see now I'm on my over section of my training block. I think this is a third set. So again, I want to be hitting 210 watts average across 5 minutes. And we've headed up this group now. So you can see what the guys on the front were pulling. They're sort of pulling between 3.5 to 4 watts per kilo. You've now got this Japanese guy pulling 4 watts per kilo, and a couple of others are now pulling 4 watts per kilo. So really fast at the front, and you can see there'll be riders sitting in there. Look at the riders at the back there. They're hitting 2.5 watts per kilo. So the difference between, let me just move that sad,
all in all, it was very productive. Fun. So why stop at one day? Click now to find out how you can join the movement.
Yeah, hopefully you're not able to hear the adverts coming through on Spotify. But you can still hear me. Fairly new to this, so bear with me whilst I get things set up for you and get it running smoothly. Now going back to it, we have 15 kilometers to go on lap 2. Just put the music back for you. Now the others stop. So, yes, as you can see, the guys on the front, including myself, 3.5 to 4 watts per kilo. We're doing a little climb now, a bit of an uphill, 1%. If you look at the right hand side of the map, you'll see the gradient and the route profile as well. So you can see we're climbing. It's not a major climb, 1%. It's not a climb really. But it's a rise, it's a drag. So this is, so watts per kilo comes into it, not as much as a proper climb, but it does come into play a little bit here, it's not completely flat. So now we've gone back to 0%, back up to 1. Not a lot of climbing in this course, to be honest, it's quite a flat course. Yeah, you see the riders around me, 3.9 watts per kilo for Cuspis, British rider, 4, so he's holding that quite steady at 4 watts per kilo. Absolutely powering it through there. And just coming near the end of this training block, so 25 minutes we're going to go back down to unders, which is 160 watts. So as you can see, 210 watts took me to the front of the group. Now I know a lot of you guys will be looking at this and saying, oh, the watts are quite low, why are they so low? Well, I'm quite a small person. Instantly here's a climb, 4%, 5%. And unfortunately it's just come at a time where I'm doing low wattage, so a high chance of me dropping off the back of this group, which is bad times indeed. Let's see if I can keep up with that, because that would be very disappointing. Yeah, so I'm putting in a bit of an effort. I don't want to lose this group, so yeah, so I put a bit of an effort in there to catch up with the group and just sit on the back of it. Yeah, so going back to that, yeah, I will have low wattage because I'm not a big guy. I'm 158 centimeters and weigh 62 kilos, so the guys that need to put out 300 watts, the bigger guys will need to put out 300 watts as opposed to my 200 watts. That's the kind of differences you're dealing with here, so don't always look at your own FTP output, don't worry about what anyone else is doing. It's only relevant to you. Set your zones up and train to your zones. Don't get carried away by 350 watts or whatever. The guy could be 100 kilograms and has to put out that sort of power to keep the same momentum as I have to put out 200 watts to keep himself going at the same speed. But always remember, climbing watts per kilogram is important, so that is why your lighter riders will do a lot better. And on the flats, your sprinters, the more muscly, the heavier riders will do the damage on those courses, because it's all about pure watts. Not all about it, not all of there's drag that comes into it, and so on. But fundamentally, it's all about what. So you can see a lot of varieties and power-ups here, where the climb is, that are obviously worried about getting dropped on this climb. Excuse me, I'm putting in a bit of an effort here. I shouldn't be, because I should be going to my training session, but I really didn't want to lose a draft. Thanks, Hal, for the ride on. Really appreciate that. One of our long-standing team members. So we got a bit of a split going on here from that climb, and I've got right in front of me doing 4.2 watts per kilo, so he's going to bring this back. I've got a load of riders sitting on our wheels, so this is all coming back together. Hopefully he's still putting out 4.1 watts and I'm sitting on his wheel at 3.3, so this is a bit naughty for me, to be honest. I should be sticking to my training session, but I'm not. I got carried away yet again, and I'm putting it, look at that, full 4.6, so not good really, is it? But there you go, I didn't want to lose a draft. I've got back on, and hopefully we'll now chill a little bit. So what I think I did was the next over session was not go so hard. So I've got a range of watts to go in. 210 is kind of like your maximum output that you want to be doing, that I want to be doing, so probably knock the next session back a little bit wattage wise. So it's all back together now. Going down to descent, minus 3%. See the speed up, 54k an hour. So now I'm doing my over effort, but I'm a little bit tired because I should have been recovering a tempo on that last training block, but haven't done that, so I'm probably knocking the watts back to 200 by the looks of it. Aiming for around about 200. And that right there is lap 2 completed. 10k to go, plus 200 meters. So you can see I'm getting a power up. I've got an aero power up. You always want to save those if you can for this. If you're doing a race, save them for the sprint. Okay. Just waiting for the sun to come out in sunny England here. Look out for my ride. Bit misty today, but gonna warm up quite nicely. So we'll get that done after. Yeah, so I'm aiming for about 200 watts. Heart rate's fairly high. I'm in zone 4 at the moment, so obviously suffering a little bit here. But you can see, I mean, look at the graph. Those blues and sort of greens should have been in the green or blue, and you can quite see that there was a good effort as threshold and VO2 to get back on. And currently now pulling this group along. And we're going to catch some riders here by the looks of it. So we've got some solo riders up ahead, so 2 and another 3. So you see there's 6 seconds, but they're pulling 4 watts per kilo, these guys. In fact, they're probably going to join up as a group of 5, but we've got so many in our group that speed of us we'll catch them. No problem at all. They can pull their 4 watts per kilo, but if we're doing 3.5 and riders keep swapping at the front, like you see what's happening now, so a load of more riders gone to the front now. I'm going back to the front. As you can see, 3.5. The guys up ahead are doing around about the same actually, 3.7. So as you can see, we're catching them. Check. Yeah. So as you can see, we're not actually catching them because now we got 7 seconds on us. The riders in my group are letting me sit on the front at 3.4, so no one's working this 3.5 watts per kilo. But we got 7 kilometers to go. We will catch them. Just requires a bit of an effort for a couple of riders. Group in front is 7 to 8 seconds ahead now. Hopefully we get a guy in the front pulling 4. But let's see, because my over session is coming to an end. So no one's really working with me here. Not that I'm trying to work, I'm just doing my session, but if so there's a single rider, he's just doing 2.5, so he's going to get absolutely swallowed up here. As you can see, difference in speed. So now I'm back on my under session, and you see I start slowly drifting back through the group. Hopefully I can stay on. Yeah, that's looking good. So you can see riders behind me doing sort of 2.5 watts per kilo, ramping it up a little bit when they need to stay on the back of the group. And riders at the front, 3.1 watts per kilo. So that's why we're not catching the group up ahead, because they're doing 3.5 watts and we're doing 3.1. We're a large group, yes, but we're just not putting up enough power. When only one rider is pulling, you need a few to be pulling. So now they're hammering out the hill 4.2, so that'll give us some catch-up speed. Hopefully we'll carry that over the top of that little rise. So there's another rider possibly falling off that group, not too sure. We've got a rider just on a climb and is now using a feather power-up, that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be using it whilst on the climb, and he's using it on a flat, so not ideal. So we've caught that rider that was solo. Those guys up ahead still about 7-8 seconds up ahead. 6 kilometers left. It's currently my under section of the training block. I believe I have one more set to go before we do the final over at 210 watts. So kind of worked out well for this course, timing wise. I don't know why that close gap song's coming on there. It does that sometimes, it takes you out of draft and you can quite easily lose a group when it does that. You have to be very careful. As soon as you see that, or you get any visual signs that you're dropping off a group, hammer your pedals, because just don't want to lose that draft one little bit. So how's that group up ahead? Still looks the same amount of distance, and no one's really hitting the front hard at all in this group. Or you have the odd one, but it's not good enough. So one person can't pull in the whole group is it's like in a real world. If everyone's not working together, it's not gonna be catching anything. When the other riders up ahead are doing 3.5 watts, particularly if only one of our riders is doing 3.5 and those 4 are doing 3.5, they're not catching them.
Classroom Day, proudly sponsored by Persol.
Yes,
all in all, it was very productive.
Oh, where are we?
Fascinating. And loads of fun. So what?
So I'm gonna kinda, yeah, hopefully you can't hear that. We go. Getting near the end of this now. Back into the over section, we've got this small bump in the road here. Just 3%, 4%, 5%. It's a bit of a rise here. So how are we doing? So there's another rider solo up ahead. So there he is, you can just see him now, and we're catching him pretty quick, although that rider's not registering on the leaderboard. If you have a look, you can't see him. The next rider's 40 seconds up ahead, so he never even registered on the leaderboard, which is very bizarre, unless we're lapping this rider, which may well be the case, because he's not appearing on the leaderboard. Very, very bizarre. Yeah, something going on with that, but who knows? Maybe he's... No, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Maybe he's in a different event module, started it, and it's went off, and then is completing it now. He's not in our event module, that's for sure. Otherwise, he would have showed up. He would have at least seen what distance he'd completed. So, yeah, he's obviously not in this event module. Riders that are not riding this in this event are not shown on the leaderboard whatsoever. In fact, there's actually no riders at all apart from the riders in the event showing on this course. which is good because they create a lot of interference otherwise. So that's the thing Zwift did. So this climb now, 6%. It's fair old hill, this one. You see a lot of riders pushing 4.5 watts per kilo, get themselves up the climb, 5 watts per kilo from Tatsuo. So if I pronounce your name incorrectly, but great effort there. And that's good, so that pulls us up the climb. So trying to work out where that group of other riders went up ahead. Maybe they got split up. Yeah, I'm not even seeing them on the map as dots or anything. So you can see we've been split up a bit here from that climb. So those riders up ahead put in a huge effort going up that climb and carrying it through a bit. But that'll probably all come back together because there's a lot of us in this group. There's only a few of them up the road. .5 to go, so we're nearly there. 45 minutes will be the end of the over section. I've got one more tempo section at under threshold. Oh, what happened there with that rider? You do sometimes get that. There's a rider going backwards. Yeah, 1.2 to go. You see those riders that went off ahead? Got about 3 of them. They're pushing out some watts, I can tell you that much. And so now I should be dropping back to my under. You see 3 riders up the road, 4 seconds ahead, so they've made a little break. It looks like it may well be sticking because they're putting out some huge watts. Guy here using his aero power up, he's disappeared. Where'd he go? No, he's back. So Zwift is I don't know what's going on with it. It seems to be bugging out a little bit, but it does that sometimes. There's another rider disappeared, but look, he's back again. So this is bugging out a bit here. So now 300 meters. I've used my aero boost. I've got no interest in doing a sprint at all, and looks like no one else has either. The riders up ahead, oh look at that, 9 watts per kilo, 12.4, yeah. So they wanted to sprint out that finish. No one in my group did. I've unlocked the Amgen Tour of California kit just by riding it. Incidentally, you do get a prize. You are entered into a prize draw by completing these rides. So fingers crossed. So that email pop up there just to let me know that I've completed. Congratulations, blah blah blah, and that explains it. So yeah, just doing a warm down. Hope you enjoyed that. That's stage 1. We'll be uploading stage 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and to coincide with the Amgen Tour of California. But I hope you enjoyed it. That's a little bit of an insight into what it takes